Hello, guys. Welcome to yet another episode of Super Royals Cricket Roundup. And there's much to talk about now, especially after the retention and release of players across the 8 teams in the IPL. And there are many more announcements that have happened. There's obviously Robin Uthappa, who got traded to CSK, and Sanju Samson has been named the captain of the side as well. So let's get straight into it. Let's start with the last point that I mentioned. What are your thoughts, guys, on Sanju Samson being appointed as the captain for the season?
Regarding Sanju's appointment, I think it was coming because he's been with the franchise for quite some time and he's been a wonderful talent and he deserves it.
Sanju is someone who has been with us for a long time. I think it's 7 or 8 years since 2013 when he came in just as a little boy, and the way he has matured over the years, I think he deserves that captaincy.
Yes,
Yeah.
and also I think that from Sanju, what we've been seeing is that he makes great starts, he plays some great shots, but then after that he plays that one haphazard shot, and then sometimes he gives away his wicket. So maybe with the captaincy, I'm hoping that he takes more responsibility, he puts a higher price tag on his wicket, and he plays with a bit more maturity, and yeah, I think we'll see some great results for sure.
For a player like Sanju Samson who just debuted at the age of 18 years, if I'm not wrong, and then gradually progressing to the next stage of being the reliable batsman of the side. I mean, the top batsman of the side, and being given the opportunity to lead the side. This actually sets the example for most of the young players, I would say.
So, Sanju, all the Super Royals are backing you, and I'm sure all the other fans as well are backing you to be the captain and succeed as well. And I agree with all of you. I think this responsibility will probably bring a lot more consistency in his performances. And I get this, feeling that this is going to be his best performing season so far as well with the bat. So let's hope for it. Okay, so now let's, while we agreed on everything there, but I think this next point is something that's not going to have so many agreements. So, we released 8 players, and some of the teams released 5, some of the teams released 11 or so, but we released 8, and we retained the rest. And there's obviously one trade that happened, Robin Uthappa to CSK. So what are your thoughts on like the players retained and released? What do you think, guys?
Yes, so I think retentions were great, but there was one release that I was not too happy about, Akash Singh, because he in the Under 19 World Cup, I think he was as good as Kartik Tyagi. For me, he impressed me as much as Tyagi, and he's from Rajasthan as well. So I think maybe we could have given him another chance, and he has that raw pace and a bit of variation as well. So he does have potential. Maybe we buy him back in the auction. I'd like to see that. So yeah.
Yeah, true Rajasthani coming out with that
Yeah.
disappointment.
Well, Upayan, firstly, I agree with you about the fact that Steve Smith leaving the Royals was a shocking decision for us. I think most of the Steve Smith fans are Rajasthan Royals fans, and that's rightfully so. So pretty bummed out by the fact that we have lost Steve Smith. But I think if you look at the positive sides, it could work for us in a good way. Maybe we could use that overseas spot to fill in an overseas bowler, which is our someone to partner Jofra Archer in the death. So maybe the sacrificing Steve Smith, I must say that it could work in our favors. And talking about retention and releases, I am really happy with most of it because we have actually looked to back our core and the youngsters in our team.
The Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy has like seen a couple of rounds already gone by, and I think we had done a round of prediction before we started, and Upayan was pretty kicked over Bengal, I remember.
People in Kolkata they kind of have mixed emotions because it was Dinesh Karthik who kind of finished the hopes of Bengal. He played a wonderful knock, mind you. It was a brilliant blinder of an innings. So it's good that KKR player is doing well, but it's unfortunate that it's come against Bengal in Eden Gardens. Yeah, as a Rajasthan Royals fan, I think Riyan Parag is doing really well. I think he's the third highest run getter in the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy. So that's big news for us. I think players like him are the future for us, and we should keep backing them.
Even Karnataka haven't been their dominating self,
Yeah.
lately. Yeah, Dinesh.
Yeah, I mean, especially the group stages almost being concluded. Karnataka, I think, with the kind of legacy that they had been having right from 1990s to 2000, be it Ranji Trophy or be it any shorter formats. The reputation they have had, I seriously think they have not played up to the expectation and the reputation that they have been set.
Yeah, I think Bihar has won 5 out of 5 games. They've won all of their games. So, and they've made it to the quarterfinals as well. They are playing against Rajasthan, my home side. So, hopefully they don't keep it up. And but I think the favorites for this season are Punjab, because if you look down their lineup, they have 9 of their 11 players have IPL contracts, and that's not a small thing, because there are teams like Baroda or Bihar. They don't have they have just one player who has an IPL contract, or maybe not even that.
The quarterfinal list is this way. I think apart from Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, the other teams are like pretty much less experienced and never been sort of domestic giants as such. So yeah, it's Punjab versus Karnataka, Tamil Nadu versus Himachal Pradesh, and Haryana versus Baroda, and last one is Rajasthan versus Bihar. I think Haryana also has a couple of like really game-changing players. One of them is obviously Rahul Tewatia.
Rahul Tewatia.
There's Chahal also. So they have a very good sort of balanced lineup. And Himachal Pradesh, I think, again, not a team that you would expect to make it to the quarters. But I think our former Royal Prashant Chopra has been performing really well. So before we go, I mean, retention is such a big talking point, and not just for the Royals, but also for other teams. So let's hear it from you guys as to any particular retention or release that surprised you across the IPL buying the Royals.
Well, I think Chris Morris is somebody who was kind of a shock decision, who was kind of a shock release. I think RCB paid big money for him, and they could use him well in Chinnaswamy as well.
Chris Morris being released was actually a big surprise for me. And having said the Mumbai Indians releasing Pattinson, McClenaghan, and Nathan Coulter-Nile, their foreign players pretty much empty.
So the big release, I think most of you already talked about. I think I agree with it's Chris Morris.
For me, if I had to pick the surprise retention or surprise release, I mean, apart from the obvious choices like Chris Morris, but there are some reasons backing those releases. So I'm not so surprised with that. The one retained player that surprised me was Priti Shaw. I was expecting Delhi to release him. I mean, he's not had a great IPL. He didn't have a great time down under as well. And the one release that surprised me was James Pattinson, because he was probably not someone who would have made it to the playing 11 firstly when the IPL started, but they had to get him in there. And he performed really well. As in, he probably averaged a wicket a game, and yeah, at times he was expensive, but then he also picked up wickets. Anyway, that brings us to a close on this episode. And as always, guys, it was a pleasure having you. Look forward to hosting you once again in the next episode. Thank you so much. Have a great day.